Hey there guys, it's Metro, and tonight we're taking a look at the Bruno encounter for the Pokemon Crystal KAIZO Elite 4, and just as the other two, you're going to come across some very high-leveled individuals. The toughest Pokemon he has is the Heracross because of its matchup counter ability. At least for me, I had the hardest time with it. The other ones were really just straightforward. I battled them like I normally would anything in this game. The Snorlax was kind of interesting. I had some really weird problems with the Snorlax, but coming off Koga, I mean, there's nothing that's just going to sit there and try to stall you for 10 hours. So honestly, I feel like this battle is the easiest of the four, but I saw a lot of people say otherwise, said that this one's the hardest one for them, but I'm not really sure what's causing that, honestly. So we'll go through each matchup. I'll explain exactly what I do here real quick. I know that the Heracross is going to be really tough for a lot of people, and what I do in the video is probably not. I don't know. It's kind of unfortunate because I guess this is Crystal KAIZO, so whatever you got to do to get by, right? But I basically just put it to sleep with the Jinx, so it's very specific. Like I can't show you a strategy otherwise without sleeping, because literally when I came to this guy after beating Koga, I was like, oh, no way this will be any harder than Koga. This thing, like, pretty much one-shot all 6 of my Pokemon. I just don't have anything strong for it. Like, I guess a good flying type, a good fast flying type would be really good, but I don't have that on the team. I don't have a single flying move on the team, so the only option here is putting it to sleep, and then it's staying asleep for 2 turns. And then sometimes there, like you see, it goes first, too, so yeah, that didn't actually happen there. But either way, yeah, sometimes it can go first, so then, you know, I don't know, it's like a speed tie with the Jinx. I'm not even sure what's going on, to be honest, but either way, yeah, I needed a sleep for 2 turns, 2 psychic uses, and that's that. So if you can pull that off, then obviously it's easy. I mean, I guess I could do this more often. I could just put things to sleep and rely on them being asleep for the entirety of my time killing them. But I don't like doing that. There's 2 things that I do in this Elite 4 that I'm not proud of, and this is certainly one of them. But I just can't beat this thing. I don't have a flying Pokemon. I don't have a single flying move, so no way that thing's dying otherwise. STEELIX, very stable, easy matchup. I go for the Hydro Pump because the Surf, as you'll see, well, I think I actually go Hydro Pump in the video, but I go Hydro Pump, and I tried Surf earlier. It's obviously more consistent, but it doesn't actually one-shot it, so I figure I record this, go big or go home, Hydro Pump all day, and it does end up landing the first try and takes him out. So yeah, just anything that's strong against Steelix should work here. I really like Kingdra. Kingdra's a really, it's a good Pokemon, obviously. It's a higher echelon, higher tier Pokemon that you would normally not find in the game around this time, so I like that. I've never really used a Kingdra either, so this whole team is basically like, I don't think I've ever used any of these Pokemon. Maybe Tyranitar I guess I've used, but him only I used before as well. But like Kingdra, Jinx, these Pokemon are things I never ever used, and you can only really do it because they're so good in this. So but anyway, yeah, so Wobbuffet coming in, of course, he's going to use counter like 100% of the time. I've not, maybe against a ghost he wouldn't use it, but either way, that is a very strong attack, so I definitely need to be able to absorb it. I mean, it does over half my health, guys. It does like over 200 and some damage, right? We have 496 health, and I'm below 200. So yeah, that does a lot of damage, almost 300 damage actually. Actually, it is over 3. It's 301 damage that did. So, whoo, that's a lot of damage. URSARING is a very strong player, but I really don't see how you're going to beat these without Wobbuffet. I mean, I guess it's possible. I'm sure people do it, but it's just so much. You can set up such a better condition when you have the Wobbuffet on the team. And I've used him this far, right? Why not? But same deal here with Blastoise. He's got some really good counters for the Pokemon that I would use against him, which would have been Executor. He's got an Ice move, and that Ice move is very strong, so I just go ahead and take him on with the Wobbuffet once again. Surf, it seems to be like every single time I fought him, he uses Surf. It just depends whether or not I survive it. It's kind of a two-tier damage roll. It depends on how much the counter from the previous URSARING did, and then, of course, how much the Surf did. I survived it with as little as 2 HP once, and that was obviously very... I was like, yeah! So, pretty cool. But yeah, Wobbuffet takes both of those out quite easily. Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky, of course, the Snorlax. The big issue I had here, and I don't think you're going to see it in the video, but I recorded, like, I tested it. This is how I do it. I do, like, 4 or 5 runs where I get, without any RNG, the same pattern. And then I was like, all right, that's the strategy, so now I'm going to record. And then, you know, I come in here, and I use high jump kick, and it hits him, all right? But then when I started recording, he was going first. And on the list that the dude, Sinister Hooded Figure, he put out, it doesn't have him having a Quick Claw. So are you trying to tell me that this Snorlax is a speed tie with Hitmonlee? I just don't really understand what's going on there. And I was getting really, really, really frustrated because I had just wiped a Koga for like, I mean, I'm nowhere to lie, dude. I missed the whole, like, I was watching the Germany and France game, and Koga, the entirety of it, took up the entire second half of that game. So what's that, over an hour? And then it went into extra time, and I missed that too. I didn't start watching that game again until the PKs. But anyway, so yeah, just mix a match here, guys. The Snorlax, you got to do some damage to it. I mean, I don't know what else you can do other than, I don't even think Explosion would do like half its health, so you just got to be able to take it out. I really recommend Hitmonlee for this. He's really useful against some Pokemon on these teams, but in general, he's one of the best fighting Pokemon that you can get because he's offensive and fast. So then Machamp, this would be a great time for a flying Pokemon, but of course I don't have one. And he uses Light Screen, so hooray, yeah, super. And this is the one actually I was thinking of before. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to take him out with Side Beam. I'm just going to play the game the way it's meant to be played. Look how much damage this does. So I think I actually go for it here. I was like, no, just keep going with Side Beam. Come on, what's the worst you're going to do? Rock Slide? That does nothing against Executor. Nothing. It's not even going to do anything. I mean, it was not even going to do damage. It's not even going to do damage. So let's just keep going with Side Beam. So I do it like 3 more times, and then he fucking heals himself. And I was like, alright, hashtag see ya. That's an explosion. But anyway, this one's, in my opinion, Will's the easiest for sure. But yeah, I was really surprised with how easy this was. I guess the Snorlax can be a problem, but once you get around the bug, whose name escapes me. But anyway, yeah, his Pokemon aren't too tough, so if you guys have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, watch out for that full restore there. Kill him however you want to kill him, but that's everything. So see you guys in the next video.